Today marks one of the best days I've ever had in the Navy, and I wanted to share it. And I want to also say that this was not the work of myself, this was the guidance of me. Kind of like on a bowling alley when you have bumpers. I just had Jordan throw the ball down the lane, and I just guided it with the bumpers, and he got a strike at the end of the day. So that's how this happened. I'm not taking credit for what he did, but I will take credit for the ability to at least pass the information and the guidance or wisdom and just the belief that he could do it. What up, guys? You're tuning in to Nikki MGTV for another military video for all your military video needs. As always, if you have questions about the military or you just want to see my daily life, you can always check me out on Snapchat or Instagram and write me a message directly on there. I do respond to everybody, so I hope to hear from you guys. Again, I like video snaps because I don't know who Iceman2345 is, and it's easier to remember who you are and what your situation is if you do a video chat rather than just your name. I appreciate that. It just helps me help you more. So today marks probably the best day I've had in the Navy, and that's because I feel like since I've been in for a while and why I started this channel has really come to blossom, and that's because the person that inspired this channel in experience or what I noticed was successful in one way, and I feel like that measurement of success measures why this channel is blowing up so good. To give you some backstory as to why this channel started, I had a junior guy that was underneath me when I was in Rota. We became really good friends. One day, we were talking about his future plans and everything, and he just said he wanted to be a pharmacist, and I was just trying to get the story out of him because it sounds like he was really influenced by his mom because she was a corpsman and a pharmacy tech, and he followed the same path. And I said, have you thought about like doing something different? And he wanted to just do pharmacy and be a pharmacist, and that's cool, and that's a good path. I was just like, have you thought about other options as well? Because as looking at myself at 18, 19, I didn't realize how many paths there were, and I've even had to look out beyond the medical community trying to see if there's something else I would want to do just to make sure I'm not limiting myself either. So one day I mentioned to him, I say, how about the Naval Academy? And he says, well, what's the Naval Academy? What about it? And I was like, oh, there's a program for you to go from enlisted to officer. Like, you can go to the academy from being enlisted. He's like, really? I didn't know that existed. And so I brought up the information on the internet, and it just literally has like a list of what you need to have. I was like, wait, you meet all the requirements. Your fitness test is good. You're not married. You have no kids. You have a good record. And you can study pretty well and have a good SAT score. This is you. You can do this. And it's like, I don't know, man. The application's supposed to be due by like, I think it was January 30th. And this was like mid-October when we were getting together. And he needed like all these physicals and all these other things to get in. I said, how about this? This weekend you come on over. We're going to work on this package. We're going to work on your letter. And we're going to make sure that everything is fitting together. And so literally within that first day, I think we got half the list checked off, making sure everything he needed. I helped him out because he didn't know where to go from there. I said, we need to schedule what we call in the military career development boards, where if you want to do something, you ask your career counselor to set up a meeting with the higher enlisted, higher officers and talk about what your goals are. And then from there, it just like skyrocketed out. Like, this kid had the master chief of our command go drop off the package when she went to DC. It was just like all the stars aligned. Everybody knew what he was trying to do, and it was just, I told this kid, I said, hey, I know it's a long shot, but I'm hoping this will happen. If not, you're still good until next year because you have until you're 23 to get into the Naval Academy. So he's like, all right, and I'm about to move, or PCS at this point. I'm about to move, and I'm like, all right, man, we got pretty much your entire package together. I just need you to study for the SAT and score well on it. Mind you, we're in Rota, Spain, where you're going to take an Americanized standardized test SAT, so it's very hard to find places. A lot of the places were already booked up. We called, nothing. And there's one that was 2 hours away for some kind of English academy that they allowed him to take it there. He went there. This is after I left, and I said to him, I said, I just want you to make sure you do this. So he followed through and did it, right? So he followed through, went and took the SAT, and he didn't have a Chief of Naval Operations letter, which is required to get accepted to this program. There's 170 letters that are available to be given out each year. And so we're just hoping that's going to pull through as well, because that's big Navy stuff. So I'm just keeping tabs, and he's calling me, let me know what's happening. And he's like, hey, I got the Chief of Naval Operations letter. And I was like, oh, like, you're getting in. And he's like, don't say that yet. Don't say that yet. And I said, imagine this. A whole year, the entire Navy and Marine Corps can apply to go to the Naval Academy. There's 170 letters that are able to be given out by the Chief of Naval Operations. And you have one of them, and it's within like a week or two of the deadline. So that tells you not many people are utilizing this program. So he's like, no. And then I get a call the next week or 2 weeks after that. And he's like, Nick, I got it. And I was just freaked out, because it was crazy that somebody that like listened to this like little bit of advice that I had to say, they listened to it, and it resonated with them beyond just like, oh, noted, good information. And it's like the first time I've ever felt like a mentor or being able to be a leader, to see results that are this big. I'm hoping that through this channel I can see bigger results and bigger things, but I also want to shine light on this program, because a lot of you guys aren't sure about going enlisted or officer, or maybe you're like me, you had the 2.3 GPA graduating high school, or you just didn't take it seriously. Some heads up for you guys, if you want to go officer but your current grades or situation to apply while you're a civilian are not good enough for acceptance, there are some positions available. Now, this sailor I helped out will have to go to what's called Naval Academy Preparatory School, where for about a year he goes to Rhode Island. He's going to be prepared on what kind of rigorous academics will happen when he's at the academy. That way he's up to par with the community there. It is a long process to get ready, and this guy obviously grinded until there was just no more, and made sure that he continued to get the requirements ready. But I would tell you guys, prepare at least 6 months out before the application deadline. That way, if there are hiccups or there are bumps, you guys are ready for it. It's usually the end of January, beginning of February when that deadline happens. If you guys want more information about it, I can always provide it. I'll provide the link down below as well. I just want to make sure you guys know, like, no matter what, there is a possibility for you guys to change your course, change your path. And a lot of people think that the enlisted side is like this last resort sometimes, when really it's not. It's probably a better option than what most people have going on already. And you could even do a whole 180 turn and go officer. And within a 3 months time span, this guy knew he was going to be an officer. Like, that's crazy. Where he was an E2 when he applied for this program, an E2, and now he's an E3. But like, it's just nuts that someone that is on the lowest ring of the ladder is being told you're going to be an officer and you have the possibility to do it. And people believed in him, and that's all it is. A lot of this stuff is just someone believing in you and getting you to that point that you're going to do it. Thank you, Jordan, for being part of this channel and being the reason why I wanted to scale the ability to mentor leadership of people coming in, or even people that are currently in. I've gotten some feedback from people that are just joining, and really appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for so much. I hope this channel can grow to 10K, as always. I love you guys. You can do it as well if you want to go to the Naval Academy. Link is down below. As always, guys, if you guys have any questions or you want to see the daily life of what it's like in the military, you can always follow me on Snapchat or Instagram, and I'll answer your questions directly there. And as always, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Love you guys. I can say it. I'm so proud.